few months ago in America, we had an election for a new president. The election basically boiled down to a contest between two factions, each supporting a chosen candidate. Voters essentially had to choose between two wealthy, bourgeoisie financial people with a history of racist remarks, a lack of understanding for the common man, and accusations of political corruption. And each of their factions were headed up by moneyed interests, other wealthy bourgeoisie, who cared only about their own interest over that of the country as a whole. You know what that kind of reminds me of? The Onin War. You know, the war that arguably began the Sengoku period, where the Yamana and the Hosokawa clans openly fought against each other and brought destruction to the capital. But where did it all begin? The difference between the American election and the Onin War are that in America, we voted with ballots, and in Japan, they voted with spears and arrows. But like everything in life, it all started with a woman, as life is wont to do. And that woman in particular was Hino Tomiko. Tomiko was the daughter of Hino Shigemasa. Shigemasa was Nai-Daijin during the reign of Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimasa. The Hino clan at the time was a strong Kuge family. It was arranged that Tomiko would marry the shogun, and so she became his wife at the age of 16, because that's how political marriage works. 4 years after the marriage, Tomiko gave birth to her first child. Unfortunately, the child died later that day. Tomiko, not wanting to be ostracized as infertile or anything, and subsequently be replaced as the shogun's wife, decided to blame the child's death on the wet nurse, Imaimari no Tsubone. Tsubone was exiled to Oki Island upon Lake Biwa, and she committed suicide before arriving. Yoshimasa was a relatively lazy man, though, and really didn't even want to be shogun anymore. He wanted to retire and make someone else rule for him. Since his son hadn't survived infancy, he decided to name his younger brother Yoshimi as his heir. The idea was that Yoshimi would be taken under Yoshimasa's wing and would eventually ascend to the position of shogun. Tomiko did not like this idea. She wanted to be the wife of the shogun and the mother to the next shogun. Unfortunately, being the mother of no one meant that she had little say in her husband's plans. That is, until a year after Yoshimasa had already put his plan into motion, when Tomiko gave birth to a fancy new son. She pushed for Yoshimasa to halt his plan to enthrone his brother and instead named their newly minted son as heir. This caused factions to form within the capital. Yoshimi, the brother, was backed by the very powerful Hosokawa clan, while the young son, eventually named Yoshihisa, was naturally backed by Tomiko's family, the Hino clan, and also the strong Yamada family. And thus we have the MacGuffin for the Onin War. Eventually things degraded between the Yamada and the Hosokawa to the point of all-out war, destroying much of the capital and setting up what eventually became the Sengoku period. The Onin War is often cited as the straw that broke the camel's back, and led the way for the Sengoku period to begin. It showed that the Ashikaga shogunate no longer had any of the real authority they once had, and that they couldn't control their underlings, the samurai daimyo of the outer provinces. And one could argue that it was all caused by an ambitious woman who wanted her son to be ruler of the nation. And that woman was Hino Tomiko. One could also argue it was all caused by a lazy man, but this month's story was about Tomiko, so I ended on her name instead of Yoshimasa's. If you'd like to hear more about the finer details of the Onin War, then let us know in the comments. And if there's anything else samurai related you'd like to learn about, let us know that too. Or just tell us what you think of the new channel we recently moved to. If you want to subscribe, you can click on me. If you want to watch last month's video on the San Felipe incident, you can click on the top picture over there, and if you want to watch the whole Samurai Gaiden playlist, you can click on the bottom picture.